Damn, the crypto market is looking strong today. I would like to go over some Onchain data to look like, hey, what's going on right here? Because every time we see a little dip in the crypto market, it gets eaten up and the bulls are in complete control right now. Is this something that can go on, or is the local top coming? Let's take a look. So if you already like the content, subscribe to the channel, turn the bell notification on, and if you want to see exclusive content, follow influencer wallets, etc. I have one-on-one consultings, podcast. Check out the Patreon. There's a link down below. Also in the comments, I have it pinned right there. So the first thing I would like to take a look at is the social risk. And this is basically showing, are you able to dump on other people, or will people dump on you, right? And what do I mean by that? The red line is it's the statistics of how many people are watching YouTube videos about crypto, following people on Twitter, subscribing to YouTube channels, etc., etc. And this was going down already since May 2021. From there, that was the peak. And from that point, the interest really got lost. Now, when we had the Bitcoin bottom, that's the blue line, the interest went up. Why? Because that was the FTX crash and everybody wanted to know what was going on. And shortly after that, they felt like, oh, that's going on. Okay, bye. And after that, it was only going down, 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 down. And it was quite funny. Bitcoin was sitting at 26K, give or take, it almost 2x. And that's where nobody really cared about crypto anymore. People thought like, yeah, whatever, it just keeps on, going up, but it's probably a fake rally and it's not for us. Well, by now we are sitting at 43K and people start to come back. It's pretty funny. It was mainly after Bitcoin was surging like from 37K, and at that point people felt like, okay, maybe we should take a look again. And now what's interesting, the social risk finally made a higher high for the first time in this bear market, really. So it's quite cool to see. And like I said, will people dump on you, or can you dump on people, right? I mean, here everybody was most excited, but that was the 19th of May, right? And that was like a month after this Bitcoin peak right here. So usually a month here as well, we have the social risk at the 11th of January at its high, but the Bitcoin price here was at its high in December, right? So you can usually see like, all right, if Bitcoin peaks, then a month later, retail really steps in massively, and then it's time to dump. So this is a good chart. Whenever this really has that blow off top, you might want to say like, okay, time to get out of crypto right now. But we're far from that for now. Then let's take a look at alt season versus Bitcoin season. If we are in this green area, it's Bitcoin season. If we are in this red area, it is altcoin season. And we just came out of Bitcoin season and we are now slowly going up. And altcoin season is still very far away. I mean, here it was May when it was the peak of Bitcoin season. Now half a year later, we are basically halfway, not even halfway. So it could take a very long time before it is finally a real altcoin season. But as you can see right here, we have Bitcoin right here with an ROI over the last 90 days of 58%. And kind of half of the top 25 or top 50 it is, I think. Top 50. Half of that has outperformed Bitcoin and half of that has underperformed when it comes to Bitcoin over the last 3 months. So it's basically right in the middle. So yeah, at this point, not Bitcoin season, not altcoin season. One altcoin can do better than Bitcoin, but another altcoin can do worse than Bitcoin. It's a little bit of everything right now. And in my opinion, like I spoke about before, a real alt season will probably hit end of 2024. So we still have some time before the real big money comes in. And if you feel like, oh shit, I want it now, no, it's good because you have a year to DCA, of course, and then it will make you more money by then. But for now, like every time we get into a real alt season, here it's where a real alt season occurs. It's good because that's where Bitcoin is going up. Here, a real alt season occurs. It's where Bitcoin is going down, right? Here, Bitcoin was going down. Here, Bitcoin was going down. So let's hope next time we are up there is when Bitcoin is going up again, because that's, if altcoins outperform Bitcoin, but Bitcoin outperforms the dollar at that same point, yeah, then altcoins are doing really fantastic. Little price prediction. This is all random, by the way. I look at that, I look at that, I look at that. Just look what the charts say, right? This logarithmic regression band is pretty interesting because every bear market we hit the lower band, every bull market we come close or hit the upper band, right? Bear market, bull market, bear market, bull market, bear, bull, bear, bull, bear. We are still in the lower band. Although the market is looking bullish, we're still there. Why? Well, because the band is, of course, moving up, right? So therefore, because if we were here, let's say in March 2022, yeah, then we were above it already, right? But it is moving up, and we are also going up within that band. Now, what's funny, if the like I said, every bull market we come close to the upper band, or we even go in it, right? What if we do that next bull market, right? We have 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 4. So there's a very good chance that we'll do it at the top of the next bull market again. Where is this sitting at the end of 2025? Well, the end of 2025, the upper band is sitting between 300 and 450K. It's not me here saying like, hey, Bitcoin goes to 300K, but if it doesn't, this time is different. And I'm not much a fan of this time is different. So, things could look pretty good by then. Another interesting chart, the supply in profit and loss. So the orange line is the supply in profit. So at the moment, the 87.39% of the Bitcoin supply is in profit and 12.61% is in a loss. So still more than 10% of you people out there don't have any profit on Bitcoin. You bought way too high, asshole. Sorry for that, but it's like there for you DCA, right? If you DCA, then you will be okay, probably. But the further, like in the bull market, you can see right here as well, the supply in profit is 100 and the supply in loss is 0 because you're sitting at an all-time high, as you can see right here. So you cannot be in a loss. There are still people sitting at a loss right now. I thought it was quite interesting. Usually these they cross, right? So at a certain point there will be more supply that's sitting at a loss than in profit, and that's really in the deepest of a bear market, like we have seen here at the beginning of 2023 as well, basically suggesting like, hey, the bottom is very likely just in now. This is the year-to-date ROI. Pretty cool as well. So from the beginning of the year until today, how is Bitcoin performing? What's the ROI on Bitcoin? Now, as you maybe see, this here is 2023. So it looks like we are quite in the middle. But if we make an average of all the years and we just take that one and we take 2023, you see that average, the ROI for Bitcoin year over year over year. So every year is sitting way higher than where we are right now. So although Bitcoin is performing pretty well, we are doing way worse than average. That's kind of what we are doing right now. So quite interesting to see that we still have a lot of room basically to go up. Now, this is the altcoin market, but this is everything excluding stables, excluding Bitcoin, and excluding Ethereum. So really the altcoin market. Now, what's in the first instance interesting, if you ask me, is that if we take a look at the last run that we had, the altcoin market was collectively sitting at a $440 billion market cap. And it came all the way down to like 32 billion. So it came down like 12 times, no, more, 13 times. That was also one of the reasons why it went that up that hard, right? It went from 30 billion all the way to, well, give or take a trillion. What we now did is we went from that trillion to the lows of, what was it, like, yeah, slightly below 200 billion. So it collectively just came down 5x, 5 times, right? So it does feel like, okay, here we fell really hard, so we climb really hard. Here we fell like not that hard, so could it be that we don't climb that hard as well this time? Food for thought, not my conclusion, but it is something you can use to use for your own strategy. Um, I do think that the altcoin market has a lot of room to grow, for sure. But I also feel like the altcoin bull market will maybe not be as explosive as it was in the last cycle. What is interesting though is the strength of Bitcoin right now, right? So Bitcoin, it's the blue line right here, and a lot of moving averages are showing you like, hey, what's a big support or resistance level? And if you take a look at the 8-week, 20-week, 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, 300, 350, and 400 weekly moving average, simple moving average, then you see that Bitcoin is above all these moving averages, above every single freaking one of them, which is really interesting. So the only one that's really sitting close is the 8-week moving average, which is currently coming in at 39.4k. So if Bitcoin has a pullback, then according to the moving averages, that might be a level we should see, right? But other than that, apart from just drawing lines on the chart right here, like, hey, let's draw a line right here, that's where Bitcoin bounces, we also have these moving averages, which all will function as support. So Bitcoin has the strength right now. This is the fair value. And if you take a look, the fair value is the red line. In a blessing bull market, Bitcoin is not below the fair value, right? So are we in a bull market? Now we are recovering from a bear market, and we can still go down. We can go a little sideways. We can go to 50k, whatever. But we are not in a blasting bull market. Here we topped out when the bull market topped out. Here we topped out when the bull market topped out. Same over here and same over here. They are diminishing for sure. But it doesn't mean we cannot go above this trend line right here. So I would say, as long as Bitcoin is at least below this, it is really not the best time, to sell your Bitcoin just yet. This one I like. This is the fear and greed index. So you know what to say, right? When there is fear, buy. When there is greed, sell. At the moment, the fear and greed index is sitting at 73, which hasn't been this high since basically the bear market started. So this whole last 1.5 years, it hasn't been that high. But let's take a look. If we remove everything and we go to where we are right now, when were the only times that we have seen this fear and greed index being so high? It was basically, let's not count this. This is the run up. This has no data really, but it was the run up in this bull market of 2019, and it was flashing at all places basically. But we're far from the bottom, right? What you notice is that the fear and greed index was never that high. And then after that, it made a new bottom, right? That's so, again, the people that still call for a new bottom, ignore those, okay? That's not going to happen, probably. The fear and greed index was also this high in 2020 after we came out of the COVID crash, before we started to make new highs in the next bull market, and there it flashed multiple times as well. So either on top of a bull market or at the beginning of it, right? We had the beginning of it, we had the beginning of it. Now it started to flash. So this is likely the beginning of it. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, really low. It's we had that, man. We had that, and we are far from that right now. So I think we won't see a very low fear and greed index for a very, very, very long time from now on. All in all, interesting charts. Most are really bullish, but almost every single one of them. It doesn't mean that Bitcoin is going to go up only, right? Corrections will happen. Every now and then you will see whenever you go up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down. That's normal. Don't let it scare you off. But the bottom indicators are saying, hey, the bottom is in. We probably already knew that, right? But there are a lot of interesting charts right here which can give you a lot of good perspective. So I hope you like the video. Something different for a change. If you do like it, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, turn the bell notification on. See you guys tomorrow.